Hello, this is Luna with a public service announcement. Us mids rely on our bottles. We rely on our bottles to keep us strong. We rely on our bottles to give us ganks so we can lucent beam someone and have them scream bullshit, report this noob Luna. We need our bottles, so when we see a support run up and grab illusion runes, simply to send their illusions to die under tower for no reason other than sook a noob, it hurts us. Us mids need our bottles, and we need our runes. Thank you.
This has been a .p public service announcement. Hi, this is Cyphus from Defense of the Patients, a Dota 2 podcast. We'd like to thank you guys for listening and hope you've been enjoying the content that we've been providing. If you are, remember to tell a friend or swing by iTunes and leave us a funny or positive review. We thank you for it in advance, and we're going to read the best ones on the show. This week's Thursday episode will feature Greg Laird, founder of High Ground TV, to talk Dota and maybe some of his TI experience. New episodes of .p air every Monday and Thursday, and you can always find us at defenseofthepatients.com. Thanks for listening. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Defense of the Patients, a Dota 2 podcast. I'm your host Cyphus, sitting here with co-host Wazoo.
How's it going?
And co-host Roland.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
And I guess we're fresh off of our in-house game with the Amateur Dota 2 League, or at least I am. That was my last game.
Friday night.
Yeah. Me and Roland actually, after our animosity, have kind of recovered.
Been stomping face.
And become like, as you see in old Disney cartoons, the two enemies come together at the end to make
we were never
the best
enemies,
team
though.
ever.
We were never enemies.
No, but we butted heads.
Perhaps it was the storming phase?
Yes.
It was a storming
of group.
phase.
What Cyphus is referring to is the in small group communication and like small group practices.
Development.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it. There's a storming phase where when everyone comes together in a small group, they're trying to like vie for position in a way, or where they'll fall naturally.
And now I'm playing a 5. So if we're vying for position,
no, storming playing a 5.
Yeah, we'll call you a 4.
You can play a couple positions, really. You can play 2 through 5 pretty competently by this point.
I mean, we saw me play Wraith King. We know what happens when I try to insert myself as that 1.
I think you have a problem a lot of people that haven't put a lot of hours into the game have as a hard carry, and that's that you see opportunities to get kills and you leave that safe lane, and then your farm's taken, and then you come back and the lane's pushed out.
Yeah.
And then you don't have anywhere to farm. You're fucked. You need to defend that lane.
Yeah, I think that's really what it comes down to is, again, that specialization thing. You haven't played a lot of 1s. You have been playing a lot of 2s and 3s.
I don't know. I've arguably played some 1s. Huskar we wouldn't say is a 1, huh? Would we? Huskar, I played a ton of Huskar.
Well, look at the amount of farm the hero needs. So Huskar would not be a 1. You run a mid.
Look how much farm I'm getting, though. I mean, those games, I die a lot, but I get a lot.
For sure, some games is going to be your 1.
But you definitely do play the 1s. I mean, with your faceless, you're tiny, dude. Never stop tiny.
Oh yeah, we should. Awesome. Let's give a little plug for your record.
Yeah, let's give
Tiny
a plug
right
for
now.
Tiny.
Really?
Right now. Yeah.
Oh,
what are you? What 24 and 4?
24 and 4 right now.
24 and 4.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
In recordable games,
Yeah.
like that's on my profile.
I think you got an 18-minute Aghanims earlier. Aghanim
15
Scepter.
yesterday.
15 minutes. Jesus.
It's. I don't think Tiny's a really strong hero. He really is. As he grows too, I think people.
Is Ags the thing to rush for him?
Oh yeah. I go boots bottle Ags, and then it gives him cleave. It gives him more attack damage. And as you're upgrading your ult, which is grow for him, and he just keeps growing, it does more damage. So it's like the best value item ever in the game.
Question on cleave. I keep hearing it discussed that you're... So, all right, here's how I'm going to phrase this. We were watching just to hear the cast over that in-house game earlier.
Yeah.
And they were talking about the guy who's playing Sven, I think in the second game that we did. And he was farming neutral creeps in the jungle, and they were saying that because he had cleave, he should be attacking the strongest neutral creep, right?
Well, they were saying that with a
efficiency.
centaur camp. They were saying that with a centaur camp, and there was a big centaur and a little centaur. And think about it just basically. The big centaur has 1,000 HP. The little centaur has 500 HP.
Did he have a Mask of Madness?
No.
No?
It was about he was
So,
attacking the small one first, and the smaller
yeah.
amount of damage was going on to the bigger target.
Yeah.
Where
that makes sense.
The lion's share should have
For
been
me.
going on the bigger one.
I'd want to be eliminating people attacking me first. I guess it depends on.
I always go for
Their
the biggest
thinking
creep.
was that he would go for the biggest creep because there's always the potential that cleave damage would kill the
It
lesser
depends on the
creeps.
stage of
Well,
the
it's
game.
still going to be the same amount of damage spread.
Because
to
think
this
about
littler.
it. Think about it,
It's
man.
35%.
Like, Sven probably has like 1 level in cleave by level 6. And then like, okay.
He was around there. He was like 9.
And then,
level 9.
but
at level 7, after getting your ult, you're going to be throwing the last point into Stormhammer. You
So,
want to be maxing that.
This is me just thinking on the fly here. This is why I'm thinking it's probably better to be attacking that stronger creep, and that is because it's about the least amount of damage you have to deal right in that situation, because you're going to deal X amount of damage over time with Sven.
I don't think anybody's arguing that we hit the big creep first.
No, I think they are. I think you
Really?
go back and watch that. Yeah, because think about it this way.
I'd eliminate things attacking me. Honestly, I'd kill the. I'd kill the.
would
That,
prefer
you're
to have
thinking
that point of
HP
view.
conservation,
Yeah.
and they're thinking efficiency and farming. Is what this is completely thinking out there. But you hit that strongest creep, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the cleaves that you hit are going to stack on the two weaker creeps.
You think it's
So
going to be a
one
lot
would
of damage, but at that
eliminate them.
stage in the game, it's going to be like 10% of 80.
But it doesn't matter
It's
because
like 8 damage, man.
it's better that 10% is spread amongst the two weaker creeps than it is
Or even
onto
just
the...
with centaur camps, it's just going to be 2 centaurs, so that's only going to be 2.
Can we have Roland's Corner on this real quick?
Roland's corner.
Okay, so I understand the 2 points now, because 3Flow and Wazoo both make the same point of health conservation over damage efficiency, where you want to get the adds, as they are called in other games. Additionals is, I think, what it stands for, or the smaller creeps that are maybe attacking faster and dealing more damage, but can take less health. Different points in the game, you want to be thinking about different things. You want to be thinking about health conservation maybe earlier in the game, or if you're low on health or if you need to conserve. Probably earlier in the game, you want to worry about health conservation. Later
Right.
in the game, you want to worry about how quickly can you move through the camps. So you would worry about damage first.
But maybe if I don't know, then I'm going to argue this again from the support perspective. I mean, I'm carrying salves, I'm carrying tangos.
Go stack the camp. That's what I'd say if you were telling me this in a game.
Well, we're getting off topic. Let's
Yeah.
do our state of affairs.
yeah, state of affairs.
Let's do our state of affairs. Go ahead, Cyphus.
Yeah, so we're all trending up. I got my solo MMR. I'm sitting at like 11 something, just shy of 1200.
Oh,
Big
Yeah,
money.
it's sad.
I thought you were going to place higher than that.
Yeah.
I remember some shit
I
we
don't-
talked about Cyphus.
I don't remember.
You've played a ton of party games.
Yeah, the first like 7 games I played on that solo were me before. I mean, it was like 200 hours ago, and or maybe more. You know, at this.
You were a different man then.
Yeah, I was a different Dota player. But then party MMR.
No, you weren't. You were still playing the same hero.
Oh, please. I have 8 that I'm comfortable with right now. 8.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's
Big
not bad, man.
number.
Well, those are like mostly 5s too, right?
Yeah. Almost exclusively.
Except
That's
for
really cool.
Silencer, you would argue. That would be sitting around a 3.
3.
I would say.
3, 4.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
He can be a 4.
He can be a
Utility
4, but I
support.
think he's a better 3 than he is a 4.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree.
Throw him in that mid lane. Yeah,
And
agree.
I feel comfortable with him and Skywrath at mid, and then I feel comfortable with him, solo off lane sometimes. Cool. Anyway,
What's your MMR in party?
Party MMR is 1457, just shy, or 1480. I don't know. Anyway,
Getting up
just
there.
shy of 1500.
Getting up there. You been
Game or
recruited
2.
yet at all? How many
Yeah.
contracts have you
Yeah,
turned down?
just a couple of.
Navi approached him and he was like, "I got to focus on Defense of the Patients."
I got
the
my own
podcast
project
right now.
right now.
Yeah,
Working on our
He's
own
got his own
things.
thing going. They wanted him to replace Puppy.
Puppy only played supports.
Yeah, hey,
Like I said
hey.
that like he's dead.
They want to train me.
He's just not on Navi
He's just
anymore.
not on Navi. yeah.
Okay, well, for my Wazoo, the Grand Wazoo's MMR, I'm sitting at 2100 in my solo, so that's kind of stayed the same, although it really hasn't. I haven't dipped below 2 grand, but I haven't gone
And you
above
play a lot of
2150.
solo.
I do play
And
a
that's
lot
the
of solo.
thing. When we say these
It's a
repeated
different-
numbers, we're
yeah.
still playing.
We're still playing, and
Yeah.
I balanced out around 2100 solo. That's fine, but I'm sitting at just underneath 2400 in my party now.
Which I think is a pretty big improvement from
Yeah,
Thursday.
it's several hundred points.
At least
I've
100,
I've been winning a lot of games. I've been playing the 1 position a ton. I've just been pulling like some Kobe Bryant shit sometimes.
What were you saying earlier about Faceless?
I don't want to play Faceless really anymore, to be honest, for a while at least, because he's frustrating me. it's really hard for Faceless to have like an optimal game. I'm starting to realize, and like I think that's kind of what you grow out of as you become a better player. As you look at a hero like Pub Stomp, and you're like, they're amazing, and they are. But it takes a lot of feed sometimes, and we're getting to the level where people aren't feeding quite nearly as much at the 2500 that I'm playing at. It feels like, like I don't know. It's just like I feel a lot more comfortable with other carries in almost any position by this point. Just people that are broader. So I think that's really helped my game, is not thinking so much about a specific hero, but thinking about a hero for a situation, and a broad hero for that situation.
Yeah. Sure. Well, we'll talk combos later on in this episode.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm Roland. I am trending up, like Cyphus said. I am above 1500. I'm like 1584 as it stands right now. This is Sunday at 3:51 p.m. or 5:51 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just so you know, I was at 1584. So if I drop, it feels great. I'm about to break 1600, which is, I've just been like waiting forever. It's largely because of Wazoo's Tiny, and I've been playing Treant Protector. One game is Venomancer as well. But Treant Protector, I feel like I have a lot of control with. It's especially awesome to let Tiny dive further than he would normally be able to. Because of Treant's living armor, he can take damage. He'll block like 80 damage for 8 instances when it's maxed out. So he can dive things he normally wouldn't. I can make sure he's staying fully healed, and he can farm that Ags really
Not
quick.
even fully, but it's like
It's a safety net.
Tiny hits this mid-game push where he's killing towers in like 6-7 hits with that tree.
Yeah.
He's just Tiny, just smashing it, and then like you're like taking tower hits right to your rock face, just like eating it. And then like you're healing still, not taking any damage. By the time it even starts to scratch your HP with that living armor on, you've destroyed the tower, and you're going for the racks.
Yeah,
and they're just like, "What the fuck? We threw everything we had at him."
and we did. We were winning some quick games, like some 30-minute games.
Just because he hits that weird push, where you don't expect them to have that much push.
And his rock avalanche is so cool. Like he's just able to pop through and.
I think that's a fucking good hero to have against TA right there, man.
Oh yeah. For
because
instances of damage too, to get rid of
if you hit in the
refraction.
center, it's got to be 10 hits, because it stuns based upon the. If anyone doesn't know, I'm talking about Tiny's rock avalanche is what it's called. Mm-hmm. It's his Q ability. If it's center where it hits them, it does the most stun and damage. But if it's on the edges, it only it stuns for less and does less damage.
I wonder if it counts as instances of damage though, because that's what gets rid of refraction.
It's got to
instances.
Because you see it at points, like you'll see people run and you'll throw it like diagonally, and as they run, like they'll get hit by the first bit, and then they'll keep moving in that direction, and they'll get hit by more, like right in the face.
That's
like,
really cool. It's a really dynamic ability, and the
and
animation's
tosses, dude.
Awesome.
Tosses with Tiny, like I was Kobeing from the jungle, dude. Like
he did make some
shooting,
three-pointers. He made
like
some three-pointers.
shot a 3-pointer from the jungle, dude. Like dunked a lion and was just like Kobe baby, really and just like ran out of the jungle, like ran back to the locker room. You know, it was sick.
Yeah, yeah, it was really cool, and it's fun being able to be that supported position.
When Tiny throws enemies, does he only throw them straight up?
No.
He can throw a direction.
Yeah. So
awesome.
What happens pretty
can't
much
miss.
Is it's your W. So you press W and a big blue radius, like you cast, comes up, and it has a good distance. So if you're at that big creep camp on the Radiant safe lane, you know, towards the rune, you can shoot from there to like right by the Roshan pit. And that's where I got someone from, dude. with a neutral creep that later attacked him.
A little wolf that ran after
an alpha wolf, dude.
That's one for the reels.
I had my jersey on, and I was like,
yeah. It was an awesome moment. Everybody on the team did like a slow.
And then I dunked a lion behind a tower. Like a creep was coming towards me, and I just in the air, just. Hands in the air, dude. The crowd's going wild with their foam fingers. I'm just like,
what?
NBA Jam Dota, dude.
It was awesome. Yeah, it was a great time.
Well, should we talk some news real quick?
Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
I guess our show news, we did and we mentioned it earlier, we did the Amateur Dota 2 League in-house. Gorgon, the Wonder Cow was there. Phage was flaming.
Fridge Master was there.
Fridge Master was there. It was a good time.
It was good to actually play with him. and realized that his Twitter personality and his in-game personality are actually one and the same.
Yeah.
I just got beat by Fridge Master. I wasn't on his team.
Oh,
I just got his Viper fucking kicked.
I was
my
very
ass.
quiet the whole cast. Like, we were getting coached.
We were too.
I think we started it feeling like a couple of idiots because me and Roland were both drafting and we didn't realize it was Captain's mode with limited heroes and that time ran out. We thought it was like Captain's draft and we got 30 seconds each pick and we're like, that's really generous.
And we just got we randomly got a team. That
and then
was
so
better than
we made 2 picks on both sides and then we both made the same mistakes, the same timing mistake.
It worked out, though.
and it filled out the other 3 out of 5 heroes randomly.
Oh man!
And then we pretty much just flamed each other by banning heroes we knew the others could play well.
You mean the one hero you know how to play, Cypress?
Hey, Crystal was your last ban, I noticed. I was
looking at all the heroes and there was like there's like 15 maybe.
You know
what?
what? You know what's been bugging me lately that I'd like to get off my chest right now is hearing people at our skill level say Crystal Maiden is a weak hero right now.
Like
It's
person
not
we were playing
so.
with last
We
night.
played with this random 3-stack. We just joined up because we did really well, and they were like, "This communication's good." We get in, and they have the weirdest misconceptions, which is really hard.
They have pro misconceptions, is what they have.
Well, I don't even think it's that.
No, I think they watch too much.
Because
Dota.
Maiden's used in the pro scene quite a bit.
I don't see it too often.
No, I saw her get banned out a couple of times at the international.
Yeah,
probably
I mean, you see her get played.
I mean,
but Ice Frog has nerfed her apparently.
They said Ice Frog hates her, is what they said.
I don't think so.
Spreading that conjecture is probably bad.
Just how I've seen you play her
conjecture.
in terms of like grabbing positional territory with her ult, and I mean, she's a really versatile hero.
Yeah, I mean, well, she's perfect for that slot.
She's a good hero for anybody who likes to play selfish, because it's just like, in my opinion, like for anybody who's not playing. I love to have Crystal Maiden on my team.
I gotcha.
Because when I'm playing Enigma, like tons of mana for Enigma, tons of mana for Ogre Magi, tons of mana, so I can be way more aggressive than I normally would be able to because we have this Crystal Maiden that may as well sit in Fountain, in my opinion. She's only good for one thing, and that's her mana regen.
She's a mana bucket.
Yeah,
that's all I am to Roland ever.
That's the grossest way I could put it. A mana bucket. A mana shoot.
You're good for giving faceless blowies and giving us all.
Giving
us all
mana blowy.
I'm gonna have to mark something extra.
That sounds like the Dota version of David Bowie, Mana Blowy.
Mana blowy.
And he just like a super. I don't know. This is getting off track. This is for our other show.
It really is. Let's talk about techies. Coming out.
Yes.
Next week.
Let's see.
You can already play them in the Dota 2 test.
There's so many people that are so excited, and I'd like to go over something that I read on Reddit.
Yes, tell us about that.
This is interesting, actually. Everyone's so excited, and this guy came up with like an end is nigh sign and was like, "No, I see techies. I foresee it causing much problem in the game. I played Dota 1, and he said that people either feed a ton with techies, and it's not fun. With this suicide, he has a built-in bloodstone, but it's like an explosion. For his E move, I believe.
Okay.
He can lay mines as well and stack things and blow it up on people.
That's cool.
So that's going to be a lot of good trolling fun.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know his other abilities, to be honest. So there are actually 3 goblins in a cart called Goblin Techies. And they can suicide, which is rife for abuse in the Dota system.
I mean, a list of their abilities right here.
Cool.
Oh, yeah, let's read those off. And I think it's just a goblin pushing another goblin.
No, there's another one in there.
Oh, is there? There's 2 in the cart?
There's
3 in the cart, actually.
Oh, wow.
Not that our listeners are going to be able to see this, but you can take a look and see. It looks like, just 2. Yeah, just 2.
Just one
There's
pushing
one
a cart
hidden in there, man.
In
that barrel, there's one.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
They're just hiding in the cart.
At least in the Dota 1 model, there was. I read this thing
but
about.
Maybe they had to
it.
make it just a little different, so maybe they made it too.
Maybe.
The lore is up too. So here are their abilities. Landmines. Place an invisible bomb that automatically explodes when an enemy steps near.
It's gonna be so fun.
A landmine, dude.
Stasis trap. Technical difficulty here. Set a hidden trap to stun your foes. So basically, it sounds like a
stun trap. Yeah, proximity mine type thing.
Suicide squad, which I can't get to pull up.
Have you ever heard
It's pretty self-explanatory.
Sacrifice yourself for the greater good, inflicting massive damage to nearby enemies.
Yep.
And then remote mines and focus detonate. Place stealthy remote explosives in strategic locations. Then, when the time is right, use focus
Cool.
detonate to set them off.
A proximity mine.
So this is
basically-
going to be a fucked hero because you're going to go get a rune and forget this fucker's in the game, and it's going to blow you up
Yeah.
and first blood you.
Oh, God.
And you're going to be like,
Ain't that the
what
truth?
the fuck?
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
We didn't
Yeah.
even play Dota 1. I
Yeah.
bet that happens.
That's going
all
to
the
happen
time.
all the time to
Yeah.
us, and you're going to be like, and I'm going to be like, well, I told you there was a techies, and you'll be like, shut up, dude. And I'll be
Yeah.
like, I told you,
Oh.
you should know about the techies.
It's gonna cause some fights.
Future worst way
yeah.
to die.
Yeah.
A future, it's just we're gonna be flooded with killing yourself as techies or killing somebody or dying to techies.
Or a techie's just like, imagine you pick as Lycan, and he's just like, me Lycan, and you're like, no. And then he picks techies and just
But it
suicides
will make
a
them
ton.
an interesting.
Oh, yeah.
It will make them an interesting off lane.
Oh, yeah.
I bet the interestingness of it all will wear off very quickly.
Oh, no.
Imagine them solo.
Oh no,
Solo
this is what
hard
I
lane.
was thinking because I'm playing a lot of Tiny. Imagine throwing that fucker in the middle of something and blowing him up.
Or that dude with the blink dagger. Zing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it'll
No,
be.
it's gonna be
It'll-
whatever happens. It's gonna be fun.
He'll be a game
Yeah.
changer in the fact that if you're way down as a team and you get that perfect 5-man wipe with techies where techies blows himself up and 5-man's the other team and then 4 of your dudes go out there and win the game, I bet that'll happen.
It's
I bet
gonna be
that'll
so
happen.
hilarious and frustrating that I can only. Oh, by the way, before I forget, they might even release another hero, Abyssal Overlord or whatever,
Oh, really?
Abyssal
Heard of it.
Pit Lord or whatever the hell his name is.
Like a demon dude?
That's been some rumors, but I don't know if it's gonna happen for sure. But Techies is going to be an interesting hero for the game. You don't have a lot of, territory control, especially territory control that blows you up. You know, you have like slow.
That's an in-game screenshot of them. Again, not great for the listeners.
Wow, that picture. It's so descriptive and wonderful.
Yeah, isn't it?
It looks like what you know Goblin Techies looks like.
Yeah.
listener.
And I mean, if you just log into Dota 2, you see the
Yeah.
picture of techies. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited, kind of, but every all pick for like a week at least is going to have a techies in it.
Oh yeah.
Sure. I'm not even gonna worry about it.
Neither am I. I've told myself I'm
I
not
have
going to
no
play him.
desire to play him.
I'll play him in like a bot match, but like I'm not going to try
No,
and
one of
fight
you have
for
to
him
play
in an
him,
all
and I'll play Tiny, and we're gonna troll some people.
pick. Well, maybe in a captain's mode, but he's not going to be in captain's
We'll
mode
let three.
until he's like.
We'll let 3Flow do it.
Oh, and he'll already act like he's an authority on techies. He'll come in and be like, "No, dude, like the way you play techies is you don't blow yourself up." And he'll be right, but I'll be like, "Fuck
It's like
him."
Mr. Know-it-all.
Yeah.
Don't blow myself up. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'll blow myself up if I want to.
Yeah. No, you'll blow yourself if you want to.
Wow.
Mana
2
blow.
times.
Mana blowy, dude.
All right.
Mana blowy.
Strategy
Bon
time.
Jovi.
Strategy time. So we were going to talk today about what I guess kind of our strategy for what to do whenever you don't have a 5-stack.
In ranked.
In ranked.
Specifically in ranked.
Because we're all frequently playing together. We are either a 2-stack or a 3-stack.
Whether it's me and Wazoo or me and Cyphus or Cyphus and Wazoo
Yeah.
or the 3 of us together.
I've noticed that lane combos are really, really strong at our MMR.
Well,
So if you have a buddy,
We noticed this right off the bat. Remember with
Yeah.
our Lich, Skywrath, Faceless, we had this perfect trio that we were going to make it to the pros with this trio where
that's not how Dota works.
Where
but-
Faceless Void would Chrono, I would launch Chain Frost as Lich, which bounces between target to target, and Skywrath would clean up anybody with his ult,
Mystic Flare.
Mystic Flare.
Yeah.
That's not really
was
like a
remaining.
lane
Yeah,
combo.
that's not really a lane combo.
What we've been doing lately, which is good, is one of us is going mid, and then one of us is off lane, and then one of us is either with the off lane or down supporting
The
carry.
safe lane.
Yeah, because there's somebody. I mean, if we're
like,
ever with 2 people, every once in a while we pick up a team. Well, okay, so I guess the foundation of this discussion is you got to build around the other 2 or 3 players.
Yes.
Always, because sometimes we pick up some guys who are party
There's
together.
a right way and a wrong
Jacks
way
are
to
wild,
do this.
dude. Jacks
Yeah.
are wild.
The right way is to see what they're playing, try to talk to them. If they're not being responsive, try to play around them, see what they're doing, see if they're laning together. The way not to do this is to say, like, noob fucking PA, like, go bottom now,
Yeah,
and I'll
exactly.
support you. The
Yeah.
second you start talking to people like that, they're like... And I've noticed that a lot. And, like, when you have a lot of people and you're in a 3-stack and you're against a 2-stack, like, group mentality kicks in. And people
Yeah.
that are with a lot of groups suddenly are blaming the people that are their 2-stack and stuff like that. And it's
Protecting their own.
you have like
basically.
5 more deaths than me, and you've been feeding. It's like, shut up, just because you're in a group.
It's tough, and we've like had to deal with this for a long time, having the 2 wild cards where basically we used to have the attitude of we hope that the 2 people aren't as wild card as the last two. And now I think what we're coming to realize is maybe we need to wait out the all pick. Wait out till there's 0 seconds left. Maybe even lose some gold to see what they pick. Because there's nothing worse than like you picking Tiny and it's like, okay, you're going Tiny, I'm going to go Treant. You go mid, I'm going to go safe lane. We're going to have Crystal Maiden that's going to go off lane. And then some guy picks Pudge and is like, Pudge mid.
And that's
and
fine.
You're like,
that's fine in a way.
I mean, it's okay. But
you pick things, I mean...
that are adaptable.
Exactly.
Which
but
Tiny
you
is.
you don't do this, which is my plan that I put together is the best, and if no one does it, then our game is fucked. I mean, that's giving yourself as a player at 2K MMR way too much credit to say just because my plan isn't going through, this game is scratch.
Yeah, you need to be malleable. And,
Yeah.
and so many heroes do fit different roles.
So
or
if
can
a
go
guy
different lanes.
picked a Pudge and said me mid, and I was just like playing a Tiny, I'd go, all right, and I'd either go
Just go
off
safe
lane,
lane.
or I'd go safe lane if I
Yeah.
could, you know?
Yeah.
You'd either go your other two options.
Yeah, I mean, Tiny, man, like, he can go anywhere.
Yeah, he can.
Just rip a tree
And it
out
was
of the ground.
really cool. The start of our last game, I don't know how much this has to do with it. It was a cool laning combo. So me and Wazoo were present on the map at the start of the game, before the game even starts technically. Hey, Stroon, bam, fucking go safe lane. I take it as Treant because I have the most right
He had
click at level
85 right click at
Yeah,
level 1.
You start
Treant
out with
does.
huge right click, but you hit slow. And so we just jumped the Solardar. Sure enough, got first blood.
First blood. And that's what we're doing well, I would say, in our lane combos, is we're picking heroes that give us good potential for first blood. Like, I saw that Haste Rune, and I was like, hold up, that's a first blood with
Yeah.
Tree and me. Tree and me,
Tree
dude.
taking
And, like,
it
just
was a
picture,
good-
like, a tree
good
holding
idea.
a rock, man. Like,
Yeah.
it's like a children's book.
Yeah. And
But,
it was cool, and it worked, and it was cool to see it work. Like, at first, we were waiting on the
or like
Haste
me
Rune.
and you and Omni in 3-Flow the other
Oh
day.
yeah, well they didn't realize they were going to get hit with that tri lane, and the three of us together, that was
We
it was
kind of,
brutal.
Did you
I
get a
kind
first
of
blood?
used, well, what I did is I cut out, on Radiant safe lane, I cut out a little divot in the trees, and we hid in the trees, and they came down, and it was me, Omni, and Crystal, and we had 2 stuns by that point, and we just jumped out and destroyed a sniper. Just took
nice.
first
And
blood
sniper
way
is a good
quick.
one to get.
Yeah. And, like, stuff like
With
that
his
helps.
Sven.
If you have
Oh,
2
with
stuns
Sven.
in a lane,
Sven Crystal.
Sven Crystal Omni. Oh, that combo in that tri lane.
Yeah, it's
you
brutal.
had health regen, you had mana regen, and a couple of stuns and disables, and that heal. I mean, it nukes everybody around, and
Yeah.
you're a melee
Yeah,
hero, so
it's-
you're nearby.
It's
Oh, yeah.
really important. We were talking about
it was
this
mean right off the
earlier.
bat. And what Omni did, which was great, is he came down, helped us get a little advantage, and then he bounced us
Yeah.
off lane.
Yeah.
And that's great. I mean,
Yeah.
some people stick around and just leech that experience even when they don't need to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, we had set him back, and it was sniper as well.
Yeah.
That
He's
was-
someone that when you get an early kill on, that sucks to be that sniper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're going to
Sniper.
try to get in, and you need those take aim levels, or not take aim,
The
what-
mini
what-
stun?
No, that's take aim.
Oh.
But the other thing,
The
the
shrapnel?
distance. No, the distance.
Oh, I don't
That
know.
gives
what
you,
it's called.
So I guess-
Extra range.
To get us back to topic, with the 5 stack, you know, if you don't, so really, I guess at the end of the day, our big message, our big takeaway is be malleable to the rest of your team.
And
Don't
stun is really good. But be malleable and recognize what your goal is. If you're an offlane hero or you're playing offlane, your goal is to hold your offlane tower until mid-game. If you've done that, you've done your job. Your job isn't to get sick 100 last hits at 20 minutes. Your job isn't to, kill every single hero whenever he's low health. It's just to hold that lane and soak up that experience. That's why you typically see that as a solo. If you're safe lane, your job is to just, if you're the carry, be getting tons of, last hits. I mean, as long as you know what your goal is and you can have enough people in your party working to accomplish those goals, then the other 40% of the people might even want to help you, or if they don't, you can still work around them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah, it's just be malleable, know the role that you're going to fill, and stick to that role.
Exactly.
And you've
And don't
gotta-
get mad, man. Like, just because someone won't buy a courier at the beginning, don't be like, fuck this game, and start feeding or something. It's just I see that a lot.
Speaking of, that's a great point. At our level, I mean, it really does suck if you're playing the 1 or the 2 or the 3 or even the 4 in some cases to be buying or upgrading the courier at 3 minutes. But I promise you, if you have the gold and you're a 1 and you have a team that the support is not going to upgrade the courier, it is worth your 200 gold to upgrade the courier.
Especially
even
if you get like a kill or
Yeah.
like some assist gold, just throw it at things
Just upgrade the courier for God's sakes. Like, I hate that. Like, I've had those standoffs where it's like, well, I'm not going to buy it because the fucking Crystal Maiden should buy it. I know you do. Yeah. I'm just saying. Although you are not Crystal Maiden, despite you playing Crystal Maiden all the time. Yeah, you are a different entity.
Well, I felt like that was directed over. No. But I mean, I did forget.
No, you're very good.
The in-house game, I didn't upgrade the courier until 40 seconds after I could have.
Big deal. I'm talking like 10 minutes in when we're still using that courier that's walking.
No,
shit.
20 minutes in, and you look, and it's like.
And it still has been upgraded, and you say "up courier, please," and you get no response as you're speaking to a ghost. You know what I mean?
Well, it's also
it's worth
in a funny way though. That's kind of the that psychological phenomenon where nobody does anything because everybody assumes somebody else will do it.
Yeah,
you're talking about the Kitty Genovese case.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a and this is terrible that I can't remember it, but there is a term for that that syndrome. But onlooker syndrome or bystander
syndrome.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
it.
Yep.
Anyway, everybody assumes when you're in a large crowd, you're more likely to call the police if you see something bad happening when it's just you than you are
in
if
a
there
crowd
are 20 people around.
Because you would think someone would else
really.
Yeah, even with more people does not equate better chance of something happening, and you kind of see that with that flying courier.
Yeah, you do. And the second somebody says up courier,
the best value in the game.
And like you said, you're 40 seconds late or whatever. Like usually I'm about 2 minutes late if I'm playing the 5.
No,
when they say
I'm
that,
always right on the dot.
When they say that,
dot, man,
I'm gonna upgrade the courier. But some people are like, no, I'm a mid Shadow Shaman. Like we saw that, and the Shadow Shaman got his wards. Wazoo and I, he went mid, he got his wards, he threw his wards up, and guess what? We fortified and we killed his wards, and we got a shitload of gold.
So I guess there's .p's tips of the day, right? For what to do with the 5 stack. Be malleable and buy the flying courier.
And also realize what the functionality of your hero is and where they fall short. Sure. I think that's really important.
And when you're playing 3, because the topic today was 3 stack playing ranked. 4 people cannot play ranked, 4 people in a party. We have different theories on this, but my theory being that then you would just get one single dude who wanted to play. Why wouldn't he be playing solo at that point? He would be. Solo is... and we're trying to build teams around that, and that's what we're talking about today. So the team in mind is...
Yeah, let's move to the .p combo section.
Okay, .p combos.
Because I think this is basically what we're getting to, right?
Can I get a .p combo, please?
Yeah, so our new proposition, we haven't played it with the 3 of us yet, but the next time we get an opportunity, because this combo is semi-malleable, is me with Crystal Maiden, you with Tiny, and you with Treant.
Unfortunately, our listeners don't know who you is.
Wazoo with Tiny. I thought I said Wazoo with Tiny.
You said you with Tiny. It doesn't matter.
Wazoo.
And then Roland with Treant over, and you argue Treant over Omni.
Yes, because Treant's more of a heal than Omni is. Omni is a nuker healer. More of a paladin is what I'd say Omni Knight is.
Yeah,
look at a paladin in D&D or in any function that a paladin usually serves.
Omni is a paladin.
Damage. No, he has a club, dude.
Yeah, clerics traditionally do. You're right.
Wow.
Yeah. Have a club.
It's not like you're a DM or anything. Yeah. It's not like you would know that.
I think Dragon Knight's about as close as you get to a paladin, and I wouldn't even argue that he's as close enough.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. That's crazy, dude.
Skywrath is a bird
he's
paladin.
Like a warrior.
Yeah, Skywrath's like a
bird paladin.
This is the nerdiest conversation.
This is really nerdy.
This is
my argument, and I'll defend this fucking dissertation. Here's my dissertation. I'll even give it to you. Treant Protector is a much better healer than Omni Knight. Period. Okay?
I think no one would argue with.
Yeah,
on that.
I don't think anybody can.
Okay, but I mean, beyond being able to heal the towers.
Okay, he can. Okay, that's like that's cool. That's a cool function that he can serve. But global heal is the most important thing about nature's
That's
power.
right.
Treant Protector, in my opinion. Also,
it's a dope skill that's global as fuck.
Yeah, it's global as
overall.
Really?
Yeah. No. Hey, I haven't played Treant yet.
Okay.
I mean, I recognize I'm getting benefits.
What a noob.
Give me a rundown on the skills.
Okay, yes, I will. I'm just kidding.
Go back to training camp. Where you played,
go back to
Dragon Knight, dude.
Yeah. And maybe you'll learn he isn't a paladin.
Yeah, he's a dragon paladin.
He's a warrior,
idiot.
dude.
Yeah.
He's a fighter for sure.
I just met his weapon set.
Yeah. Okay. The sword
and
a shield. A sword and a shield.
According to the spiked shape of his dragon helm,
It looks like it could be.
I'm gonna veto the show ever air.
Yeah, seriously. What Treant Protector does is heals globally.
I get that.
Yeah,
What does
okay.
it do?
It
You want me
okay,
to
so
look
this
the
is
ability
exactly
up?
what it does. No, I can explain it. Sorry, lost my train of thought.
Jeez.
I know.
We're all
So
losing it.
he can heal globally, and what he does is he puts like basically extra armor is the way you can view it. So, for instance, on his last level, he can get hit 8 times while still maintaining the regen that living armor causes, which is regen. I guess we should make a difference between regeneration and healing.
But this is not. This doesn't work like a shield, like Templar Assassins thing.
It doesn't.
It's not
work,
instances
it's
of
not a
damages. You
totally-
can have it nuked out because it's just an increased regen.
No, it can't be nuked out. It can be nuked out over 8 instances.
No.
Not one single nuke will take it off. It takes 8.
I find that hard to believe.
Well,
So if I as Sven throw a storm hammer up in your tree mouth,
dude,
like,
if you get hit by a Dagon 5, it's only gonna take off 80 damage from one instance of damage. Because a Dagon 5 is one instance.
because
of
it goes in
damage.
phases, right?
Yeah, an instance. 1, 2.
I didn't know
3.
it was that OP.
Yeah, it's pretty overpowered.
And
but
it's global.
it's global.
Come on.
Which is why you can dive towers, which is super cool. And people are like still scared when they have my living armor on. But I'm like, dude, you can totally dive right now. Like that tower shoots relatively slow, right? It's shooting like maybe once a second, maybe once every 2 seconds, and
it
will
shoots
block,
like I'd say it shoots once a second.
yeah,
Probably.
it will block 8 seconds worth of tower damage. Then
Wow, and
basically.
it lasts 15 seconds. That cooldown at max is 14, meaning you could
It lasts
keep it
longer.
almost constantly.
Yes, you can, and
Wow.
it takes 50 mana, so it's ridiculous.
And let
I
us
can-
not forget, it's fucking global.
It
And
is
with that
global.
crystal combo,
And
you
I can
just
heal
be
towers.
spamming that completely.
And Omni Knight can go well,
Well,
and
those
heal you
two
once
as
and kill everything.
well,
around
doesn't-
effectively, Maiden's your 5 in that situation. Tree's your 4.
you. No, I'm like a 5, dude. I get no, and maybe it's just the way I play Tree, but I
he
get
do-
no farm with
Maybe
Tree.
in that case, Tree would be a 5. You'd be a 4.
I
you
feel
could-
like
you'd be
Crystal's
getting-
more of a right clicker than
I mean,
Tree.
anyone. Even if I had Sven, that would be like awesome, man. Like
I mean, at that point, I think you play those both as 4 and 5, and just try to share a support role. You know,
You would both, whoever comes out as the 4 is the person who probably did better that game.
yeah, really.
Is probably like what happens with that because
or got lucky. with
I
an
would
ult.
argue that
Yeah.
I would argue that it's probably going to be the Maiden every time.
Yeah, because she's gonna get
She's-
kills
she has
with her ult.
damage.
Yeah,
it
she's-
should be the Maiden.
Kills with the ult, but not just that. You're going to be laning with the safe lane, setting up kills. And
Yeah.
with
And
you
you-
and me,
Yeah.
when we have double stun in a lane, we pull down first blood like 85% of the time.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Because people overstep slightly, we both recognize it by this point. We've been playing long enough, and they're dead.
and we jive. I mean, I've been playing a 5 long enough, and you've been playing a 1 long enough that we,
Know our roles pretty
yeah,
effectively.
I'm the Scotty.
The
to your
communi-
Jordan. The Scotty
Yeah, dude.
Pippen to your Michael Jordan.
Yeah, man, you're my fucking Karl Malone, dude.
Fair.
All I want to do lately is shoot creeps from the jungle down to people, and just
was so
scream
cool.
and just scream. Oh!
Everybody had like that slow, like the ball's in the air, okay, and it looks like it's gonna go in. And the crowd stands up, right, and it's like it looks like it's gonna go in, and the timer's about to go off, and it fucking goes in. And what does that crowd do? 5 people, that crowd, we fucking go wild, dude. It was awesome, bro. It was really cool. And it was early in the game.
Oh
and
no,
mine
I have
was
to talk
really
about
destroying.
something before I forget now
Okay,
because
'cause
I
we're
almost
about
forgot.
we're about to close out here.
Yeah, I
so-
know. This
all
is
right.
my last thing with Roland as my number 1 player of the week. A Bloodseeker comes looking for trouble in the safe lane for Radiant. He ruptures the tree. The tree runs back into the divot, that place behind you can go. And I'm sitting there waiting there as Tiny. As the Bloodseeker comes into the divot, he eats a face full of avalanche right under tower fire and just sits there and dies while Tree is like at just an inch of health.
It was awesome.
Like just standing there still ruptured.
It was great.
Raptured.
Well,
Ravaged.
that's funny.
Yeah, it was really
I'm
funny.
ready to get a game in. All right,
Me too.
let's wrap it up here. This has been Defense of the Patience, Dota 2 podcast. If you want to hit us up on Twitter at @p_show. You can hit each of us up individually. I'm at @p_Cyphus.
I'm at .p_wazoo.
And I'm at .p_Roland.
And then, of course, defenseofthepatience.com is our website, defenseofthepatience@gmail.com, our email. You can always find us on iTunes and subscribe to our RSS feed. I about gobbled that one up, didn't I? And then finally leave us a review at iTunes. We'd love to get some funny or friendly or positive or even really bad reviews. Just to, let us know how
But
we're
how
doing.
bad can we be if you're going to go comment on it, You must
You gotta like us probably a little bit. So
Wow.
leave a funny one.
hate
you know?
like us.
I hope.
I hope you
like
hate
us.
like us.
I hope you hate us enough to comment, like, on
Yeah.
how shitty this is. Like, I hate those guys so much. I'm gonna log into iTunes, type in my password 8 times, because everything you do in iTunes, you have to type in your password.
No, iTunes is like you try to listen to a song and it retinal scans you.
Yeah, and meanwhile, you have to update to the new iTunes version like 4 times while trying to just leave a comment.
It tries to sell you an
Does
iPhone.
anybody update their iTunes like
I
regularly?
don't use
one
iTunes,
does.
man. Ever since Spotify, no
one
iTunes
does.
for me, man.
Yeah,
I still use iTunes.
I use iTunes because I have.
It's required
I have
for
an iPhone.
editing too. Like a lot of Apple products are required for editing.
Well, and I like a responsible
Required?
user to back my
Not
things up.
required, but nice to have. They're really user friendly.
You really need them to look cool in the coffee shop, I've noticed.
Yeah.
Like,
the
if I go
coffee
in
shop.
without an Apple product, I feel stupid. Just like look around.
And this has been the tech portion of Defense of the Patients.
Yeah.
It has-
Anyway, find us on iTunes, leave us a funny or positive review. And until next time, this has been Defense of the Patients.
Road to 2.45K.
According to the spiked shape of his dragon helm,